So please welcome to the stage Heidi Pajari, Head of B2B Leisure Travel in Central Europe and US Sales at Finnair.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, great to be here. And yes, my title is a bit long, but basically, in practice, what I'm responsible for is a sales team that is responsible for Central Europe and USA. And then our team also has a very strategic role in the incoming business. So we are very closely working with visit organizations, especially in Finland, but also in the Nordics, making sure that our role is, of course, we are responsible for the flight connections and accessibility, but also really bringing increasing awareness of these Nordic countries, making sure that we are known and the tourism increases. So we feel that we have a bigger opportunity, a bigger responsibility than only providing the flights. I always want to start with this because we are very proud of our long history. So we are actually the 5th longest operating airlines in the world. And this, of course, means that we have to renew ourselves all the time, be innovative, think of new opportunities, be very agile, and I think we are doing it quite well. And one example, of course, is the crisis situation where we lost the shortest route between Europe and Asia, forcing us really to think again totally what is our unique offering, where do we focus on, how do we make sure that we keep existing and providing value, high quality services to our customers. This year, we are actually rebranding or refreshing our brand a bit, and we are again highlighting our Finnish roots a bit more. We have been, the recent years, we have been Nordic, but now it is again more of being a Finnish airline, which means that it is, of course, it stands out a bit more. And what it means then to Finnish people, everyone knows Finnair. It is, of course, in Finland, yeah, we are very known. But we know that when we actually go to Sweden or Norway even, Finnair is not really that known at all. So it's quite interesting that you don't have to go far to really realize that our position is totally different. So our brand actually has a twofold approach as well. So for Finnish audience, it's a direct translation, wings that you know, kind of feeling at home and making sure that wherever you are, when you board Finnair, you already feel at home. And then outside of Finland, it is really feel the Finnish happiness. So it's a very well-known fact that Finland is the happiest nation in the world. We always laugh at it a bit because we don't kind of believe it. But still, every year we win it. And it deserves to be really brought out even more. And we feel that the world needs a bit more Finnishness, which is a thing. Maybe in your workshops you have also seen a bit of the differences that, of course, it's a bit like this melancholy, dry humor that stands out. Also, just really wanted to say that we are quite well-respected airline among the customers, and we are very happy about that. We plan to keep this reward coming every year. Just wanted to say a couple of words also about our values. And actually, what was really nice to hear that this Stronger Together was really like the theme for this whole project as well. We have the same. But starting with always safe. So safety is always our number one value and priority. Nothing comes above that. That is the first cornerstone. But then also really focusing on the customer. We want to make sure that we have connections that serve the customers, and we always look for new opportunities. And soon we talk more about that. I just really wanted to say a couple of words about the generic things. So Helsinki, our hub, as Nina mentioned, we mostly do fly via Helsinki. Of course, there's a couple of interesting new exceptions coming out next winter. But Helsinki is the gateway to happiness. Finland and the Nordics are an essential part of our strategy. So, of course, traffic from Finland, but also incoming to Finland has been a very key cornerstone for us for a very long time. But it doesn't end there. We do look at Nordics as well as our extended home markets. So, of course, for Asian travelers, US travelers, Australians, it is like kind of, it's still one package. They look at the big picture, and this is really how we should all look at it as well. As, of course, this whole project has been focusing on that, and I think it's crucial and very, very important because, of course, for them it's the experience they come to, and then wherever they end up, it does benefit all of us in the end. So we actually have 30 destinations in the Nordics and Baltics, and we connect with 150 daily flights across the globe, mainly North America, Europe, and Asia. This year is very interesting. We are opening 12 new routes in Europe for summer. And then also Toronto is coming back, and Melbourne will open later this year. And I think Australia is very important for all of us. We see very much growth from there. Of course, many of them seem to be really, it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing to see Northern Lights and what Arctic North has to offer. But still, there's a lot of Australians, so it's a big market. So therefore, very important to focus on that as well. And I actually noticed that maybe Japan wasn't there in at least in some of the workshop or the focus markets, or how to say. But we see the Japanese have definitely come back and found Europe and Northern Europe again. So very strong growth from Japan. Otherwise, of course, we do connect still to the main Asia hubs. So Seoul, Singapore, Thailand, Japan, China. So really making sure that our region is accessible. And then let's move on to the actual focus point of today. So within the scope of this project, we actually have 8 destinations across the borders. So we have recently started to connect Finland, Lapland, and Northern Norway with so-called tag flights. So basically, there is a flight, for instance, from Helsinki to Ivalo that then continues to Kirkenes and comes back to Ivalo. So it is possible to fly by all of these segments as one. So you can fly only from Ivalo to Kirkenes. Or actually now, for instance, coming to Rovaniemi, it is possible just to fly from Troms, just this one segment. So they are all separate. And it's quite convenient, very fast. And with this, what do we want to achieve is really encourage people to do these cross-border trips. So that you fly to one place, then you can rent a car or take a bus, and then you do a bit of touring, and then you fly again one part. So really providing more opportunities across the Nordic areas, because we do see that people are interested in combining different areas. As has been actually said today already, that people are becoming more curious and they want to experience different options, not only this one package. for a week. Yes, and then I mentioned even though our Helsinki hub is usually the hub, we always fly via Helsinki, but next winter we will bring a few direct flights to Lapland from Europe back. We had this some time ago, and we will continue next winter. So we will have Brussels, Zurich, and Paris as origins, and flying to Kittilä and Rovaniemi direct. And as Nina said, there is a lot of these direct routes from Europe, and this winter I think has been the record number. What I want to say for us is that we do operate year-round, and we are the only airline that operates year-round to all of the Lapland, Finland, Lapland destinations, and actually some of the Norway as well. So for us, it is also really about this year-round operation, and not only picking the cherries, but really making sure that there is a continuation, that it is possible to reach the destinations also off-season. So here just summarizing the routes. So we do fly direct Helsinki, Rovaniemi, Helsinki, Ivalo, Helsinki, Kittilä, and Kemi. Then we also do fly Helsinki, Tromsø, and Helsinki, Bodø direct. Tromsø is year-round now. Bodø is summer. But then we have these 3 tag routes, so connecting Rovaniemi, Tromsø, Ivalo, Kirkenes, and Kittilä, Alta. And it has been quite interesting also to see that also from some of the Norwegian cities, we also see travelers starting from there, so that the local Norwegians are also using these routes to come to Finland. So not only tourists coming from elsewhere. So it's very interesting, and hopefully these flights will gain more and more awareness. We are really working on that, and I do realize that most people, probably even here, didn't know of these routes, so it requires still more work, but it's great to have this, and I think it's I really like our network planning in that sense, that they come up with these options quite flexibly, and really looking at like kind of turning all the stones to see that, okay, what could make sense and how can we optimize the aircraft usage? Because this is also really why we can do this, because we know that from between Helsinki and Kittilä, for instance, we have a lot of traffic. So then that kind of covers the base, and then it's possible to add something with a bit of a bigger risk, because there's already a bit of base load. So it is great, new opportunities, and please do keep these in mind. Then about the co-marketing campaign we did together. Sorry, the pictures are not the best quality here, but this was specifically highlighting the Ivalo-Kirkenes new route last summer. We did the campaign in the UK and Germany, and it was in Facebook and Instagram, so social media campaign. As relating to the results and how to measure, it is of course quite difficult to measure the impact right away, because it was more like an awareness campaign. But we did see that the targets given, so basically how many clicks and revisits there were, it actually exceeded the targets. So there was a lot of interest. And we do see that the numbers overall are increasing towards these Nordic routes. We cannot really talk about the route-specific numbers, but I can say that overall there is good growth, and it looks good. So at least one thing also improving the accessibility, again, providing new opportunities in the area. Thank you. I exceeded my time.
Thank you, Heidi, and no worries about the time. We do still have time, actually, for 1 or 2 questions. There is one.
Kaisa Heiskari from Apoko Resort. Actually, I don't know if you heard earlier that I was telling example of autumn time flight traveling between Helsinki and Rovaniemi, but I will tell it again. We are, as everyone here, we are working for autumn time a lot and do marketing and sales for that period of time. And for this next autumn, we would have had 2 company groups coming, more than 100 persons each, and we gave them good offer for classic blue stay and all the activities and everything, all the land arrangements here. But the reason why they are not coming is the flight prices. So for them, the Helsinki-Rovaniemi only would have been 600 euros per person. And they started from the Middle Europe, so adding the flight cost from there to Helsinki and then Helsinki-Rovaniemi. So unfortunately, it's not very motivating to do the work here when the flight price is the reason why the groups can't come. So I just wanted to bring this up. This is not complaining, but something to point out also that we need to work together, as we have talked today many times already. So if we do work here, we would like to Finnair to join us in that work. Thank you.
Thanks. And that's a very good comment, and it's not the first comment of that sort. Especially the bigger groups are a bit tricky in that sense, that they become quite pricey quite easily. But yeah, let's do work on that, because I do also agree that there is still things we can do and try to make this better as well. So yeah, definitely let's keep it up and continue.
Definitely, and good to see these new connections that also enable the cross-border combination of several destinations. Did I see a hand raised? Yes, can I have a microphone? Yep.
Well, it's maybe difficult to see into the future, but we are now facing cancellations, even though that we are a company on the Swedish side of the border. We have lots of the tourists flying in by Finnair. Cancellations because you are doubling the price for next winter season. How are you now having your strategies to develop our destination sustainable for all the efforts that we have been putting in all these years, so we can keep on having the flights coming here, even though that the prices are flying in the wrong direction?
Sorry, you mean that there has been cancellations because of the... but you mean...
Finnair had been doubling the prices already for the next winter season.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, it's complete.
Yeah, so we have already cancellation for next winter season, flying from Australia. They were planning to do with Emirates, but then when they need to rechange the company, so they were looking at Finnair's prices and they were twice as expensive. So maybe you didn't double your prices, but you were twice as expensive as an option. So now they're canceling at least one group so far. So we're just wondering, like, how do you see the situation looking forward, or like, how should we plan? Because I mean, some of these things are difficult to foresee, but how do you see it?
Yeah, well, at the moment, of course, the situation is, yeah, it is interesting, difficult in many ways, and because of of course, the Middle East situation now, all the aircrafts are really full. So, I mean, we are selling the last seats on many flights. So then, naturally, the prices go up, and that is kind of what the revenue management does. So the last seats are always quite expensive, because it starts to be the last booking class that is available. Of course, it's very difficult to say how long this situation will last. We are all the time looking at I mean, there is risk management and there is different scenarios and plans, of course, in place if the things continue. But for us, because we only fly to Dubai and Doha in general, but now they are cancelled. Otherwise, the Asia operates as normal. So then we don't really have aircraft to add much more either. So the capacity is in full use. So then, of course, unfortunate case for groups especially is that the planes are really full. And I'm sure that it's quite difficult to get the groups in any options at the moment. But that is really, yeah, I can only say that, of course, now the flights are very full. And I guess as long as this situation lasts, it might be quite difficult.
Challenging times in terms of a lot of things in the world at the moment, but also including the flight capacity and pricing and flight petrol, which is in the headlines quite a lot as well at the moment. But thank you, Heidi. It was good to hear about the work you do, and of course, important also to have the communication about these challenging topics.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.